This is a continuation from my previous video on Dwarika, so make sure you check that out too. In my previous video, I talked about the underwater excavations at the Arabian Sea that led to the discovery of the ancient city of Dwarika. Evidence from these underwater excavations also suggest a trade route between Indus Valley and Mesopotamia, and boats played an important role in the commerce between them. India was the proud mistress of eastern seas for nearly 4,000 years, from 2500 BC to 1700 AD. The first tidal dock was created at Lothal at around 2300 BC. In Mahabharata, these docks and industries were known as Antardweep and Sankhodar. Some of us already probably know about the influence we had in the sea during the time of the Cholas. The Chol dynasty is best known for their powerful navy and potent maritime force all across Asia, with a specific influence across China and Southeast Asia. And what should I say about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj? He is literally known as father of the Indian Navy for his strategic creation and use of naval forts and naval bases all across the Maharashtrian coasts. He literally used 800 ships for stealth attack. Ships for stealth. What a genius, man. Not to mention 60 warships that he had. But the topic of my video are not them. Because the thing is, you probably know about them better than I do. Especially if you are someone born in the southern parts of the country, you probably grew up listening to the tales of these legendary heroes of India. However, our history of Navy is much ancient than that, and nobody, literally nobody, knows anything about it. Not a thing. I mean, just tell me, which year do you think India started sailing ships in the sea? Can you tell me that? So that's why I want to put some pressure on this history of naval expeditions, as it could be of importance in understanding our ancient history. And also it is a topic nobody teaches. So let us first talk about the trade and commerce between these ancient civilizations. So during the middle of 4th millennium BCE, civilizations at Tigris Valley, Nile Valley and the Indus Valley showed a series of pivotal economic, political, social and cultural changes. It developed innovative ways of life based on agriculture and commerce. This change created needs and possibilities to travel into far lands. Soon, contacts and exchanges between all three valleys developed, and a corridor for long-distance commerce was established in the Nile-Indus region. Gilgamesh, which is a Sumerian epic poem, also hints at the importance of these long-distance journeys. From 3500 BC onwards, the trend in this Nile-Indus region was towards increased travel and longer journeys. But documenting this trend is difficult. It is not until we get close to the period around 2000 BCE that we begin to obtain any significant documentary evidence regarding travel. Many valuable pieces of evidence, commercial records, and artifacts are excavated by archaeologists in the past 150 years. One such piece of evidence is the Mesopotamian inscriptions from the time of King Sargon of Akkad that record the arrival of merchants' vessels from the ports at Bahrain, Oman, and the Indus Valley region. Archaeological research at sites in Mesopotamia, Bahrain, and Oman has led to the recovery of artifacts traceable to the Indus Valley region, confirming the information on the inscriptions. Among the most important of these objects are stamp seals carved in soapstone, stone weights, and colorful Carnelian beads. Especially intriguing are a few Mesopotamian cylindrical seals on which water buffaloes have been carved. While common in the Indus region, the water buffalo was unknown in Mesopotamia. Then why the Mesopotamian seals have water buffalo in them? Stamp seals produced in Bahrain have been found at sites in Mesopotamia and the Indus Valley, strengthening the likelihood that the island may have acted as a redistribution point for goods coming from Mesopotamia and the Indus area. There were also land routes across Iran that connected Mesopotamian cities via numerous intermediary oases and towns to the Indus region. The ships carried a variety of goods including copper, hardwoods, ivory, pearls, carnelian, and gold. There are also hints from the excavations at Ur, which is a major Sumerian city, that some Indus Valley merchants and artisans may have established communities in Mesopotamia. One leading researcher has also put forth the view that around 2500 BCE, 10 skeletons were buried at Ur with Queen Puabi, and that these skeletons were actually women from the Indus Valley. The reason for the claim is that they were wearing Indus-style carnelian beads made up of lapis lazuli stones. Well, DNA analysis could confirm this view. Now, this is a very fascinating point, further establishing the point that Indians had relations with other civilizations and that we migrated to other areas as well. However, no such evidence is found in Indus Valley excavations that could suggest the presence of Mesopotamians in the Indus Valley. Some small statues of male figures with features of Mesopotamian sculptural styles have been found here, but we don't know for sure whether they came here through trade or a community was also established here. Now, this might be suggestive of the out of India migration theory, but we cannot say for sure yet. Now, India and boats had a very fascinating history that no one talks about. I want to share a few fascinating things about this topic. So, the earliest portrayal of an Indian ship is found on an Indus Valley seal from about 3000 BCE. As you can see, the ship is elevated from both ends with a cabin in the center. It seems to be a simple riverboat. A few other models are also found in Lothal, specifically of terracotta and clay, having striking similarities with boats used today. Not just that, there is even mention of mechanized boats as shown in this passage in Mahabharata. In fact, ships have been continuously mentioned in various verses throughout ancient literature, including Vedas, Ramayana, Puranas, Arthashastra, and other historical books. In fact, traveling to distant places via sea routes and naval expeditions was well known at that time. For example, this Rigveda shlok talks of how Varun had full knowledge of all the sea routes that were followed by ships. Another verse speaks of merchants going everywhere and frequently to every part of the sea. Similarly, Brihad Samhita talks about different materials used in building ships and how they are used for various purposes. Now, Rigveda is arguably at least 5,000 years old, which means the Vedic civilization was well equipped in sailing by that time. Archaeological and historical evidences prove it. The excavations at Lothal suggest trade with countries like Egypt around 2500 BC. The port could not only dock small boats but could also harbor big ships. The excavation done by KCHR in Pattanam, Kerala also suggests a trade route from the southern parts of India. They also suggest that Kerala and southern parts of India were also an active trade route since 2nd millennium BC. Even the written accounts of some famous travelers, missionaries and invaders suggest the same. From Vasco da Gama to Marco Polo, everyone has written about the excellence of India's shipbuilding. Vasco da Gama in his diary narrates that he saw a ship 3 times the size of his own ship, belonging to a Gujarati merchant named Chandan. He met Chandan and came to India in his ship. Marco Polo said that the Indian ships could carry a crew of 100 to 300 people and that the ships were decorated with gold, silver and copper. Niccolo Conti even wrote about the superior designs of Indian ships, that even if some part of the ship would break, the ship would still work. Something Titanic badly needed. So basically, every foreign traveler who came to India was awestruck about the Indian ships in one way or another. Even the English people found the models to be far superior than theirs. You can read them on screen. So what does all of this suggest? It suggests that India was in fact a country who enjoyed sea trade and had a long history of boats and shipbuilding. We are trading through these ships for as long as 5000 BC when our civilization started till today, making us probably the oldest existing civilization with active sea routes and oceanic trades. We have such a vast history of trade and commerce that it confuses me why we don't study about this in our schools. I hope this scenario changes soon. So that's it about this topic. Thank you guys. I hope you liked this video. Please feel free to share your views about it in the comments. If you are interested in this topic, please subscribe and share it with other people who are also interested in this topic. Thank you so much.